part of what I love about my little farm is all the trees. And a lot of people who visit out here love the trees as well. Our little section of the dead-end street down here is just kind of fun because there are more trees. Thank you for eating grass, Maggie. And thank you for eating the weeds in my orchard. You're doing good work. We have several reasons to try to eliminate some mesquite trees on the property. You remember this one? It's one that I fixed. Out of the 2 trees that I did like that, this one just didn't work. That mesquite is split all the way down into the bottom of the tree. I'm really okay with removing this tree and other mesquite trees because we are going to be over the next year or so strategically removing some of the trees and replacing the mesquite trees with other trees that have more function. If you remember early on, 5 years ago, when I cleared this section of the farm for this small orchard, it was a little difficult then for me to let some of those larger trees go because I just liked how they looked. And I wanted the trees on the farm, but I had a vision for this section. I'm living out that vision. I'm planting, I'm caring for this orchard. These trees, the orchard trees, will grow up and provide lots of shade and beauty and food for my family. The mesquite beans are bad for the horse. She ends up just eating those sweet pods, and apparently that's really bad for her digestive system and can cause problems with her feet. I don't know the full detail of it, but it's something called founders, and I guess it messes with the soft tissue in their feet and gives them a really hard time. I bought the wrong chainsaw blade for my chores today, so Luke and I are about ready to head to the hardware store to buy a new chain. Recording you.
What I say?
I don't know, what do you want to say?
Hi.
You're gonna love this hardware store. It's a small town hardware store. The town is resisting change, but they're growing up just a little bit. But the hardware store has been here for, I don't know, probably 100 years. Apparently a chainsaw blade is measured by the number of drivers on the bottom of the blade. Mine has 68 drivers. The one that I had purchased only had 62. There's a $2 difference. That's it, bud. We got what we need. It's time to go home. This is a nursery that we like to come to. Small town nursery. Looks like the president's here. Even the president needs some plants, huh? I'm gonna be working outdoors in the mud and the rain. Boots or sloggers? I'll go with boots. I've sharpened this old blade enough times, it's really not useful anymore. And I can't think of a craft or anything to do with it, so I'll just donate it to the metal pile. The mesquite trees are wonderful for the bees. They come out with lots of pollen at certain times of the year, and the bees collect that and make wonderful honey. But at this point, I have another animal to consider, and that's the horse. The horse should not be eating the mesquite pods, the beans that fall off of these trees. So I need to provide some area on the farm that have fewer trees, fewer pods, so she'll be a little safer. This is just a small sampling of all the buckets we picked up before the rain started. You want a bean? We're throwing most of these to the goats. Some people have told us that you can actually make syrups and jams and flour out of these, and some year we might try that, but we just aren't ready to experiment with that quite yet. That is a baby wolf spider, or a mama wolf spider full of babies. Check that out. She is loaded. By throwing these to the goats in these big piles, some of them will go to waste. In fact, a lot of them will go to waste. But at least at this point, they're separated away from the horse so that she can't eat them. As I remove the mesquite trees from the farm, I need to figure out how am I going to replace those trees, because I don't want to just empty the farm of trees. This is a moringa tree. I'm not sure where that's going to go, but I can't wait to get it planted so it flourishes, because these little leaves is full of nutrition. Other trees that I have in the garden that are going to be ready to plant pretty soon, actually they're ready right now, I just need to do it in the right season so that they don't suffer from the drought. The trees are best planted in the springtime when there's moisture. Hey, wait, plenty of moisture right now, but that's not typical for August. I have two different types of mulberry trees right here ready to be planted. Plenty of fig trees and quite a few lemon trees ready to go as well. Over here we have redbud and crepe myrtle. Some of the trees on the outside of the garden are Texas smoke, pecan, oak, loquat, more mulberry, and some fruit trees on down the line. Remember these two guys? These are my pomegranate trees that I started from cuttings. As time goes along, we have to decide which trees are important, and in the process, as we take trees out, consider what types of trees would be better for our farm, for the bees, for just aesthetics, for landscaping, for the animals that exist here, the goats and the chickens, the ducks, the horse. We also need to be careful to avoid trees that can be harmful. There are a lot of trees and plants that are harmful to the horse, and we're not that good at knowing all of those right now. We've learned about the mesquite beans, or we are learning about the beans, so we are in the process of figuring out how to make this a better environment for us and for the horse. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, for being a part of my experience. I love sharing this with you, and I'm grateful for how you're sharing your love for me in the comments below. I'd like to offer a great big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. The community that we're building over there is loads of fun. Thank you for investing in me so that I can help educate, entertain, and encourage others. It's been fun sharing this with you. I can't wait to show you more as things progress. I'll talk to you soon.